Greetings, Helldivers. As we march towards Cyberstan, or maybe watching this after we already liberated it, I decided to take a little break and give you my ranking of the latest Siege Breakers Warbond. So let's get right into it. So the first item on the list is LAS 16 Trident, which is a laser shotgun. It goes straight into the S tier. This thing is amazing on the Terminate front, on the Illuminate front. I've heard a lot of people say it's not so good on the bot front, but you know what? I've maxed out this weapon exactly on the bot front. Yes, it can be inconsistent, but from my experience, I tend to get really close to the bots. And when you're up close, or even point blank, this thing one-taps almost everything. Of course, you cannot kill Factory Strider or a War Strider with it, but everything else, it deals with perfectly. Next, we have the Breaching Hammer. And again, Arrowhead absolutely cooked with it. Straight to the S tier. Now, unlike Trident, I don't think that the Breaching Hammer is particularly good against the Terminids. It is okay against the Illuminate, but it really shines against the Automatons. And the ability to 1-tap Hulks, 2-tap War Striders, and 3 to 4-tap Factory Striders is everything I need to put this weapon in the S tier. Next, we've got the Leveler. Again, absolute S tier. Now this one is a bit tricky. It is super powerful, it deletes everything in one shot, but you kind of have to get used to it. However, I think that skill issue cannot take away from the beauty of the weapon. So if you master this thing, it is one of the deadliest weapons in the game. It has a decent cooldown time, and I personally didn't have any issues using this thing 5, 6, 10 times through the course of the mission. Now to a controversial one. A belt-fed grenade launcher. Some people absolutely hate this thing. Some people say it is really good. I think it is a B tier weapon. On the automaton front, it can be useful. However, in the circumstances of the latest march towards the Cyberstan, where you just get unlimited bot drops, this thing just does not deliver. 100 grenades is just not enough. This thing is really good at clearing large amounts of small to medium enemies, but it takes ages to wipe out anything as big as a Hulk or bigger. So in the current state of the automaton front, I honestly don't see a whole lot of reason to take this thing with you. Now on the Terminate front, on the other hand, this thing absolutely rips. You can literally delete bug breaches. Same thing with the Illuminate front, hordes of voteless gone. So this is not a bad weapon in any way, shape or form. B tier is decent. If Arrowhead would be so kind and make this thing with 200 grenades, then it will go straight up here. Because then we are talking real crowd control capabilities over all three fronts. The Bubble Shield. Again, quite a niche weapon. For the Terminate front, I don't see a whole lot of reason to take this with you. The bugs are often really close to you and they just walk into you. They do not shoot at you. On the Illuminate front, where there are some enemies that shoot at you, this can have some use. But again, is it worth sacrificing your gas grenade, your thermites, your incendiary grenades? I'm not really sure. However, for the current state of the automaton front, especially for the missions that are really heavy on the raise the flag objectives, this thing is an absolute lifesaver. I was able to survive solo hordes of bots. If I did not have this thing with me, I would not be able to make it. So this thing is quite niche. It performs within its niche so well that I cannot help myself but put it into the A tier. The Bastion tank. Now technically this is not part of the Siege Breakers Warbond. It is really in line with this Warbond's demolition philosophy. So I think it is acceptable to rank this as part of the Warbond. Now, I have almost no problems with this tank. It is powerful, it withstands a lot of damage, it has a decent ammo capacity, and it is just a great team play tool. However, there's one single fundamental issue with this tank for me. We already need 2 players to operate this thing properly, which is logical. But why in the world would you limit the rotation of the tower? And for that reason alone, for me, it is a B tier. Next we have this supplementary adrenaline armor passive. And wow, this thing is absolute dog shit. You know, Arrowhead cooked so hard with these. They just had to give us some of the most abysmal abomination possible. And you know, it is pretty sad because the armors that go with this passive, they are pretty nice. They look good. And finally, let's rank the cosmetic stuff. Now, when it comes to pure design, I think it is a B tier Warbond. However, there's one cosmetic thing here that I'm a huge fan of, which is the display of Brawn emote. Now, the only reason I will not put this thing into the S tier emote, because I think that this emote lacks some sort of screaming from your Helldiver. It is really silent. It just doesn't suit it really well. Your Helldiver should scream or roar or do some sort of stuff like that when he's doing this emote. And for that reason alone, I think it is an A tier emote. The Head Fist Body Medium armor is a good looking armor. It's not particularly my style of armor, so for me, it is a B tier. The same is with the Rom Body Heavy armor. I know that a lot of people are huge fans of this, and, you know, it looks cool. It is just not my style. For that reason, it is a B tier again. Now, what I really like is the rags of the Fashionable Cape. This is a really good looking cape, and I use it quite a lot. A tier. Same goes for the Rex of the Fashionable Player card. You know, it really seems like Arrowhead spent some time designing this thing. A tier. As for the remaining pieces of cosmetics in this Warbond, they all are not doing anything much for me. And unfortunately, I just do not see using them myself ever. I cannot say that they are bad or they are ugly, but I just do not think that they are that exciting. Thus, all of them will go straight to the C tier. So there you have it. Please let me know in the comments which of my rankings you can agree upon and which you do not. As always, thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you next time.